Hi guys, and welcome back to our Kensington project. This is part 2. If you didn't see our last video, make sure you check that out. We'll link it above, where we showed you all of the living areas in this incredible property that we've designed in Kensington. It's one of the grandest projects we've ever designed. But today we're going to be showcasing all of the bedrooms, the bathrooms, and I have to say these are some of the most luxurious bedrooms we've ever designed. So let's get started. So let's go into the guest bathroom. I love a guest bathroom. It's one of my favourite rooms to design, and this one is no exception. Come on in. But before we get started with today's video of part 2 of the video tour, I would like to say a quick thank you to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a subscription service with weekly boxes of pre-portioned ingredients and rotating recipes that can cater to any palate. The boxes contain 2 to 4 servings, and inside you have all the ingredients, all the instructions and nutritional information you need. So who is HelloFresh good for? Well, obviously it's good for people who are very busy and have limited time, but it's also great for families, people with dietary restrictions, or even if you're just looking for some inspiration for some new recipes and tasty meals. One of the things that I've always been worried about with a subscription service is flexibility, but the great thing with HelloFresh is they have a flexible delivery service. So if you're going on a holiday, for example, you can put your subscription on pause, or if you suddenly want to change your delivery dates or times, you can do that too. Click the link and use my exclusive discount code today to get 60% off your first box and 25% off your next 2 months. With over 44 recipes per week, it's perfect for summer, and there's lots of lovely light recipes too. You can enjoy your summer without spending excess time in the kitchen. So I'm definitely going to be signing up for further meals. So the main feature in here is this beautiful Palatial wallpaper. Now, interesting story behind this wallpaper. When we first designed this room, we'd initially specified a silk chinoiserie design, exactly the same, but our clients were slightly concerned because they use this hose here, which we call a shataff, and they were worried with having water in the room if the silk would get stained. And so we decided to use a vinyl wall covering. This is one of the great things about Palatial. They can use any design and put it onto vinyl. And they have a very special vinyl background, which has this texture that looks just like silk. So when you look at it, it doesn't look flat. It has that same sort of beautiful pattern that's highlighted under the lighting. So you'd never know it was vinyl, but it's really practical. My next favourite design element in this room is the vanity unit. It's such a special design. We designed it custom for this space. And it's a lot more traditional and classical than the vanity units we normally go for. We decided to do this open space at the bottom. Because this room is quite small, we wanted to have the feeling of open space to make it feel as big as possible. And I also love how you can see the wall covering through the base of it, so it doesn't hide any of that beautiful design. It's a combination of timber, so we've done oak here with this lovely fluting texture, a beautiful marble on top that you can see has that gorgeous green colour that ties in with the wall covering. And then we've done antique brass legs and frame, and an antique brass handrail here as well, so that you can put your towel on the front. The towels themselves are all from our Co's collection. You can see we've done some initials here in a more traditional classical font that works really well with all the decor. And I think that's just such a nice touch in any bathroom to have some monogram towels. I'll put the link in our description box. And then I like to combine that with some smaller hand towels as well. This marble tray just tones perfectly with the worktop it was just meant to be. But actually this is a ready-made piece, also from our Co's collection. Again, I'll put the link in the description. And you can see all the towels just fit in there perfectly. We have this amazing diffuser. I wish you could smell it. Now I need to remember, this is Rachel Vosper. I thought my brain was going to play tricks on me after the busy weekend that I've had, but that's Rachel Vosper, and all of her containers are refillable. The smell smells amazing, always reminds me of our projects because we use the same scent. And then this beautiful silver bush, this is actually my sister's made this. She's a florist. Some of you might remember if you've watched this channel for a while, she has a company called Wildwood London. Again, I'll put her website in the description box, but she made all of these for our project. Above the vanity unit, we've done this custom mirror, which I really love. It's such a successful design. We wanted to do some angled wings, so these, I'm going to move this one so you don't see Ollie in the reflection, but you can see they move like that, and that's so good for like checking your hair, all angles of your makeup. If you have guests come to stay, they'll really appreciate that. And I love how it looks very classical. We've done the little scroll detail at the top and the beveled mirror. It's really pretty and just adds that perfect touch. We've combined that with some wall lights. All the lighting throughout this property has been designed by John Cullen, and we always love to have different layers of light, and the bathroom is no exception. So in here we've got the wall lights, and I love these little fabric shades. Again, it's just adding some warmth into the space. You don't want it to feel too cold. This is a really cozy little room. And then on the other side, we have some uplighters in the window reveal that just shine up the wallpaper and highlight the Roman blinds. For the window treatment themselves, we've done just a really simple Roman blind in this dark green that picks out the green and the leaves. And we've combined that with quite a heavily textured sheer blind, and that gives you privacy at night time. There is a textured glass behind here, but it's that really 1960s ugly glass, which unfortunately we couldn't change, but by putting a sheer blind in front, it hides it away. Above the loo, we've got some hidden storage. This is perfect for all your loo rolls, and you can see we've done an antique brass trim that ties in with the vanity unit. And then again, just to tie in the two designs, we've repeated the same fluted timber that we had on the vanity at the back of the shelving. We've got an LED strip, so it's just the perfect place to put an accessory. And this is a little agate crystal slice that we've put here. Now I nearly forgot as I was walking out, this is very exciting. This we've just borrowed actually for the photo shoot because I literally just saw the prototype last week. This is part of our new collection we're launching with ADDISON ROSS in September. This is the bin, believe it or not. Have you ever seen such a chic bin? Not only has it got this beautiful char green on the outside, and you can see we've got the bronze edging, but it's also got a lid, and that's because I hate seeing waste paper bins full of rubbish. The angle that you see them from above, you always notice what's in them. And so I thought, you know what, I can't find it, I'm gonna do a bin with a lid. It's got this lovely curve detail. And then inside, you can see it's all lined with a fuchsia green as well. Now this fuchsia green is all wipeable, so you don't need to worry about it making a mess. Obviously I wouldn't chuck, food waste in there, but for old loo rolls, things like that, it's absolutely fine. And I cannot wait for these to launch. So these won't be launching until September, but you're just getting a little sneak peek. So as you walk in, you have this entrance lobby that creates like your own little entrance hall before you walk into the bedroom. And that was really key so that we have a sense of separation from the main apartment. You can see over here, we've done these beautiful wardrobe doors, and this design is echoed again in the dressing room, which I'll show you shortly. It's got a wall covering. This is like a linen. You can see it's got this beautiful detail of the flowers, which is a theme that runs throughout this bedroom, with the antique brass trim and the Armac Martin handles. And inside here, we've just used this narrow depth just to get additional storage. There's a lot of hanging storage elsewhere, but this is places where they can put all their shoes and bags. And I love a lobby in a bedroom before you go into the bedroom because it gives that sense of arrival and also just a sense of privacy. So come and follow me into the bedroom. One of the main features in this bedroom is this big headboard, and some of you might wonder why we've built the headboard out. I do love a feature headboard, and it's a great way to have a display area for art and accessories. It kind of creates this shelf idea, and then we've done an LED strip behind so it throws light up. We had to be really inventive with the lighting in here because this is a grade 2 listed project. We weren't allowed to do any spotlights that punched through the ceiling, so you can notice that all of the spotlights from John Cullen are surface mounted, and there's lots of different layers of light to make up for the fact you can't have that much light in the ceiling. But the reason why we did this headboard built out is because it actually allows for all the plumbing from the bathroom next door to run through this headboard out to the external wall. Obviously we didn't want to have any ugly build outs in the wall, so this was a great way to hide that and make it look quite seamless. We've done an upholstered front, and the client absolutely loves these warmer tones of wood and was very specific. So we developed this very beautiful, rich oak stain, and I love how it combines with those cooler tones and gives you a really nice combination. For all the bed linen, I always like to try and match the colour of the thread to the room scheme. So here we've gone for a double blue embroidered border, which I think looks really pretty. And with a guest bedroom, I don't like to make it too feminine or too masculine. So there's always going to be some elements that are slightly more feminine, some that are more masculine. So I think the darker woods definitely bring the masculine influence, But then we've brought through some feminine influence like the pleated shades on the wall lights and the beautiful trim down the blinds. This is from Samuel & Sons, and this was one of my favourite elements of the fabric scheme when we were putting it together. For dressing the bed, I don't like to do too many cushions. We've just gone for 3 cushions. These were all custom made, and we've picked out the colours in the room. I like to do a pair that match on both sides, and then something that contrasts in the middle. And I love this brush fringing. This is from our Andrew Martin collection, which I'll link in the description box. To make a bed feel really inviting, it's really nice to do a turned back duvet, and it just feels a bit more casual. And then I finished that off with some beautiful bedspreads. These are the boucle bedspreads from our Co's collection, and we've done a combination of a dark grey with the light grey, which picks out all the colours in the room. And then at the end of the bed, just to make it feel really finished, and so you've got somewhere to sit, we've done a bench, and this has got a really nice combination of materials. This is actually a perennials fabric, so it's a real performance fabric. So if people do come to a guest bedroom, you know, I actually hate it when people do this, but people do have a tendency to put their suitcases and bags on upholstery. But if they do that, this is all washable and wipe clean. And then we have a leather piping in the green. Again, it's just balancing all those masculine and feminine influences. You'll notice this project's a lot more classical than a lot of our other projects, but the bedrooms have a slight contemporary influence, and I love that mix of different styles. So this is probably one of the hardest working areas of the room. We've got all the M&E behind here. We designed this custom radiator cover, but it doesn't just have the radiator, which is behind this with the grille. I think these grills are from Armac Martin, but we've also got the vents for the air conditioning, so you've got all your heating and cooling in this area. And we've got a small little reading area with this lovely chair. And I love this, it's an integrated lamp and side table, which I think is a really nice idea. Off the bedroom, through this gorgeous archway, we have the dressing room area for the bedroom. Because our client has guests to stay for a long time, they really wanted to give them a really substantial dressing area. I love this arch design, which echoes some of the original features in the rest of the apartment, which we took inspiration from. Originally, this whole space and the space behind it was a separate bedroom. We really wanted to create dressing areas for the primary bedroom and the guest bedroom because it's an essential requirement these days. So the way we did that, where it's grade 2 listed, we weren't allowed to put in actual walls, was we used all the joinery to divide the space and give that privacy. John Cullen added 2 lights at the base of this arch to really highlight this architectural feature, and again that's a theme that you'll see that runs throughout the apartment. They're so good at highlighting the beautiful original features and the new features that we've added in. Again, as you walk through here, we've repeated the same window treatment that you've got in the bedroom. I always like to feel that dressing rooms are a continuation of the bedroom, so it makes the space and the suite feel bigger. For the flooring, we transition from the carpet, which we've inset with a timber border around the whole room. If you're a channel regular, you'll know that this is something we love to do. It really frames the room and makes it feel a lot more sort of considered rather than just having carpet run to the skirting. So we've got that darker, warm oak that the client absolutely loves, similar to the timber that we have on the headboard, with this gorgeous silky taupe carpet that we've inset. In the bathroom, we've continued the same palette, so you've got those blues and greens coming through in the marble. If you look at this detail down here, I absolutely love the veiling here. This is the great thing when you're working with natural materials, you get such beautiful colour combinations. We've combined that with that same oak stain with the really warm colours. We love making our clients' lives as easy as possible, so we've even integrated a little laundry bin into the vanity unit, perfect for their gas. And whilst the top 2 drawers are fixed to allow for the basin and all the pipe work, we've done drawers underneath for extra storage. And even the mirror has storage behind it, so this one opens, that one opens, and this one opens. So there's loads and loads of storage. For the loo, we've gone for a Jessie flush plate, which combines really nicely with the antique brass that we've got elsewhere. And then in the shower, we wanted to mix it up a little bit. The client absolutely loved these herringbone tiles, and we managed to find the perfect marble slab that picked out all the colours, because you can see there's quite a lot of different colours, from the greys, the dark blues, even some taupe colours coming through. And then for the shower niche, I never like to use mosaic in the shower niche because it's an area where you've got shampoo bottles, it could get a little bit dirty. So we've gone back to the marble slab, and that creates a really nice contrast and highlights that feature. Welcome to the primary bedroom. This is such a calming space. Everyone that comes in here instantly feels so relaxed. The main wall along here is all the key joinery. So one of the things when we were designing this that we really wanted to make sure we achieved was that it felt balanced. This is actually a hidden door that goes through to the bathroom, but where it's opposite the bed, it was important that it had a sense of symmetry and balance. It would have felt very awkward if this was just a normal door. So the way that we've made it feel like it's more part of the joinery is we've obviously kept the same materials, but we've also echoed the same fluting detail that you have across the fireplace. This is all travertine, and on the joinery here we have a little panel of the same fluted timber. We decided to do open shelving to the right hand side. Again, open shelving is really good to create a sense of depth, especially because we had that all beautifully lit by John Cullen, so it really draws your eye to the furthest point of the room. In terms of styling, it's really important to get a mixture of different objects. So we've used some of the frames from our ADDISON ROSS collection, and you can see we've picked the ones that work with the colour scheme, like the wheat one here and the tweed one. And then just using interesting different objects. This is an antique vase, and we love this, how it echoes the same fluting detail in the joinery that we have on the vase itself. Some faux flowers, they're from wildwood, and just a few books and vases. For the fireplace itself, this is a really unusual fireplace. So the clients really wanted to have a fireplace. There's no ventilation. We're not allowed to have real fires in this building. And so this is a cow fireplace, and the flames are all on a projector. I've never seen anything like this before, but you switch it on and off with a remote control. The clients are very happy. Obviously there's no substitute for real fire, but you have to work with what you can do. Above the fireplace we have, I think this is a 65-inch TV. The clients love watching movies in bed, so we've integrated that into the joinery to make it as discreet as possible. In the window, we have this gorgeous window seat, which I absolutely love. This has all been upholstered, custom made, and again, there's a lot of M&E in here. So we have the radiator and air conditioning in this unit. We can see we've got some vents on the top and on the bottom to make sure there's good airflow. And then we've dressed it with all these lovely bespoke cushions. I might be a little bit biased, but my favourite thing in this whole room is the wall covering. This is the very first room where we've been able to use this oak leaf wall covering from Palatial in an actual real client's project. We used it in the masterpiece showcase, but this is the first client that I showed it to, and they absolutely loved it. This apartment has a very close proximity to one of the London parks, and we always like to make sure that the interiors relate to their surroundings. So this felt perfect because there's lots of beautiful oak trees in that park. It's a combination of hand painted on silk, and then all the leaves have been embroidered, and there's some embroidery on the acorns themselves. I love how it dances across the headboard and just creates a sense of movement and nature in here. We framed that in the same timber as the joinery. Again, it's always nice to think about what's on different elevations so it feels balanced. All the colours have to be proportional throughout the room. And there's some antique brass trim that goes in between the timber and the wallpaper. For the headboard, it's important that you pick a practical fabric. It's something that's got to be really hard wearing. If you have any product in your hair, you don't want it to mark easily. This is a beautiful fabric that picks out some of the taupes and the creams in the wallpaper and the rest of the room. We've dressed the bed in the same way that we've dressed the guest bed. So you've got two large pillows on the outside that are a pair, and then a single, slightly smaller one in the middle, and we've folded over the duvet again. For the bedspread, again, we've done a casual throw. This is from our Co's collection, and I love how the wall kind of works really well with some of the more luxurious fabrics like the velvet and the silk, just to ground it a little bit. For the bedside tables, my recommendation is always to go as wide as possible, and we've done some custom bedside tables in here, so that's been possible. You can see we've got a really wide bedside table, and that allows us to go for a slightly larger oversized light, which again is a really nice thing to do in a primary bedroom. It creates a sense of grandeur. And then we've dressed that with our alarm clock from our new ADDISON ROSS collection, Plug Plug, but it does look great in here with the fuchsia green tone so well. And then just a leather book. And I personally love to have drawers on my bedside tables. Rather than the open bedside tables, it's something you can just chuck stuff in and you don't have to worry about styling it and making it look pretty. In this little niche, we always knew that we wanted to do a dressing table. It was such a nice place to have a dressing table for our client, but it also creates this kind of console entrance area to the bedroom. This is a custom dressing table that we've done. It's got a liquid metal finish on the drawers, which tones really nicely with some of the brass trims that we've got in the joinery elsewhere. This painting is due to be hung, hopefully if our client approves it. We're doing the photo shoot today as well, so obviously for the photo shoot it'll be up on the wall, but here on YouTube you're going to get the real behind the scenes. It's not actually hung yet. So we have to step up into the bathroom, and the reason we have to do that is because these ensuite bathrooms were added after, whilst we were designing and renovating the space. There were no ensuite bathrooms in here originally, and where we're not allowed to touch the fabric of the building in terms of the floor or the ceiling, all the pipework had to run underneath the bathroom. So by raising up the floor level, it allows for all that drainage to go underneath and straight out to the outside. Whenever you're designing and renovating old buildings, there's always a compromise to be had, and this bathroom is the compromise. But it hasn't stopped us creating a beautiful, luxurious and functional space. In terms of all the joinery, you can see we've done loads of storage. There's loads of storage above the loo, there's a vanity unit, even the mirror cabinet again is got more storage. Into the shower, we wanted to make it feel as seamless as possible, so we haven't gone for a stone on the wall, we've gone for Tadlact, which is a gorgeous plaster that's actually waterproof. I love how it looks. Even though it's a tiny bathroom, it doesn't just work as a bathroom. We've even managed to integrate a steam room into the shower. So we've designed this little marble bench so that our clients can sit there and enjoy a steam. When it comes to styling your bathroom, less is more, but one of my favorite products to use in a bathroom is a tray. And there's a few reasons for that. Not only does it look beautiful, but it also protects your marble from any products. This tray we've designed, and it's launching with our ADDISON ROSS collection in September. It's made of faux char green, you can see it's got a bronze trim. This is perfect for putting your soaps, any perfumes on. And for the shoot, we've styled it with a flannel from our Co's collection, which is monogrammed. You can have any font that you want, obviously any colour. This is also from Rachel Vosper, smells amazing and I love her containers. And then just an Aesop soap. It's nice to have a few things on display in a bathroom, but you don't want to go too much because it's good to have some surface area and you don't want it to look cluttered. So I think a tray with some products is perfect. We created this opening into the dressing room because originally this was a separate bedroom, and you can see we've turned it into an archway, which is an echoing theme throughout this apartment. We decided to line this with the same timber as all the panelling. It just feels so nice as you walk through, it feels so solid. And again, we've lit those with the uplighters from John Cullen. So if you come through, this is a dressing area for both him and her. And so obviously we needed to maximize storage. We've done closed storage the whole way around because this is open plan with the bedroom. You wouldn't want to see too many things, but just to create, again, a feeling of space in the same way that we did in the bedroom itself, we have one small area of open shelving. And this was a client request because they wanted to be able to showcase some of their favorite bags and some of their shoes. And for today's shoot, these are actually my shoes and bags, but we've just styled it so you can see what that will look like. Obviously a mirror is an essential requirement of any dressing room, but we decided to go oversize on the mirror in here to create the illusion of more space. Where it's such a big surface area, we didn't want to go for a plain mirror. So we've gone for this specialist antiqued mirror, and you can see it's got this gold antiquing, which ties in beautifully with the gold light fixtures we've got. I absolutely love these. They're like little pieces of jewellery. You can see they even wobble. They look like earrings. And then around the whole room, we've done a perimeter of LED strip lighting, and that also is the same case in the bedroom. This works so well for drawing your eye up, and although we already have really tall ceilings in this property, it makes them feel even taller and just creates a beautiful glow because it's indirect lighting. Whilst we're on the subject of lighting, we did a chandelier in here. It was important that the chandelier didn't hang down too low because obviously we've got the door swings to think of. This is just really understated and it allows all the other features in here to take centre stage. Directly underneath we have this custom ottoman. If you have room for an ottoman in your dressing room, it's such a good thing to have, not only to sit down and think about what outfits you want to plan, but putting your shoes on. And this one was upholstered in the same fabric that we did on the window seat in the bedroom. And that's because the client loved the fabric so much they wanted to repeat it. We wouldn't normally repeat a fabric, but I was happy to repeat this one because it works so beautifully. And then we've done a velvet piping, and you can see the base is all in antique brass. It's so beautifully made. The details on the dressing room wardrobes, again, these were all designed to the like nth detail. There was so much thought behind this. So we have a beautiful golden taupe silk wallpaper in the central panel. And then here, rather than putting a handle on, which would have felt quite sort of fussy because there's so many wardrobe doors and it's quite a small space, we did this integrated handle design that Vanessa designed beautifully. And it's got a faux char green panel at the back, so it's really practical where your fingers touch it constantly, and you can just pull open your door like that. You also need to think about lighting inside your wardrobes. You can't just have beautifully lit exteriors. And here we've got LED strip under this section here and on each hanging rail. And as well as having hanging, we've also got integrated drawers. When it comes to designing the interiors of your wardrobes, you really need to have a look at your existing wardrobe and think about how do you like to store your clothes. Do you prefer to hang them or fold them? My preference is to have drawers or hanging. I find shelves not so practical because if you take, say, one jumper off, often the whole pile will come with it. So we tend to go for more drawers or hanging in here. This little corner is great for hiding when you've had enough of the world, but actually we just wanted to maximise storage. This is otherwise going to be a lost corner. So the idea here is that this is where all the out of season clothes will go. Maybe formal wear or ski wear can be put down there and it'll just be taken out when you need it. Okay guys, that is a wrap on this entire project tour. I hope you've enjoyed looking around. I've absolutely loved showing you. It's been such a special project to work on. I'm so proud of all of our team that have worked on this project, from Vanessa, Brett, Anthony, all the team that we've had on this project. It's been a real labour of love. But I'd also like to say thanks to our clients who not only have been an amazing client to work with, but also allowed us to show this project to you guys and photograph it. It means so much to us as designers that we get to showcase our work. It's such a big team effort. So I just want to say thank you to everyone involved. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you very soon.